From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Matt.
They call me Ben. We are joined with our super producer, Mr. Paul Act Now Decant. And of course, you are you, friends and neighbors, and that makes this stuff they don't want you to know. Matt.
Yes?
This is something that's been on our mutual minds for some time. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've always wanted to, start my own business, really get out there and just be my own boss.
Yeah, to bid adieu to the endless drudgery of working for some other schmo or a company and become finally the captain of your own fate, the master of your own soul, to paraphrase Invictus, which is a great poem.
It really is. So in light of that, well, let's see. I think somebody has an offer for us. So let's cut to him and let's see what he's got to say.
Joe, come on, man. The dreams you told me about, we can actually do them now. We don't have to wait, man. It works, and I'm doing it, and I want to help you do it because it's so good. Joe, this is amazing. We can have vacations and sailboats, and we can have multiple homes, and you can give your wife the jewelry that she deserves, man. You're going to be a hero. Come on, Joe, let's do it. Get up, Joe, get up. Before it's too late, get up!
Wow, Joe is getting the hard sell.
Yeah, he really is. The part you can't see from that is that this man is on stage in front of hundreds of people, maybe 1,000 people, and he's yelling at a tombstone of this gentleman.
A tombstone that reads, Joe Nobody.
Yep.
Born in, 1955?
Yeah, something like that.
So the voice you just heard is one of the spokespeople for what's called a MLM, or multi-level marketing based company, a direct sales company. And in his performance, which is quite theatrical, he is gesticulating wildly in front of this styrofoam tombstone and begging this tombstone, or the implied dead, worthless person beneath it, to rise up through the power of multi-level marketing and discover his dreams. He named several things: boats, multiple homes.
Yeah, all the jewelry your spouse or loved one could ever want.
Right, because of course every spouse defines success through jewelry.
Of
right?
course.
But before we get too critical, we played this clip, which I think we all thoroughly enjoyed, and we ask you, if you have time, to you can check it out on YouTube. I think it's been featured in a number of places, one of which was Last Week Tonight.
Yes. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, there's an entire 35-minute episode, or 31-minute episode, however long it was, on this topic in particular.
Right, because it's a gigantic industry, and today we're going to learn just how enormous this industry is, how much of it is transparent, how much of it is hidden from the public, from the civilians, as well as from the adherents, dare I say the disciples or the recruits of these organizations. And the best way to start off is, of course, with the American dream.
Yes.
What this guy is doing when he's yelling at Joe Nobody is tapping into this concept that's familiar to anyone across the planet. You don't have to be one of our listeners based in the U.S. to realize this. I think everybody recognizes the idea. 2.5 kids, a summer home, and then a non-summer home, a boat. And your own business, right?
And a Mercedes.
And a Mercedes, of course. An extra slow Mercedes, because you don't have to hurry, right?
Not at all.
So this is an enormously appealing, if intimidating, opportunity. The idea of going out there on your own without a safety net and becoming your own means of income. There are a multitude of various programs, organizations, and institutions in the United States today that claim to assist people in pursuit of this dream. Some may be government-supported, such as government loan programs that happen with would-be small business owners or even incubators for certain types of companies. There might also be tax breaks, right?
Yeah, you can even get nonprofit consultation services or even private companies that will just provide assistance in some other form.
Yeah, right.
Some assistance.
Some
Hey,
assistance.
we'll help you out.
And today's episode centers on a genre of company in that private sphere. Today's episode is examining one of the more controversial types of phenomena in the world of entrepreneurship, the practice known as multi-level marketing. It's got some other names.
Direct sales a lot of times comes into it. Trying to think. There's one big one. It's it's like triangle shaped.
Triangle plan.
Triangle. Yeah, that's it. Triangle scheme.
Isosceles strategy.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Whoa, come on, man. People are on the edge of their seats. What are we really talking about, Matt?
We're talking about currently legally functioning pyramid schemes.
It's true. Also sometimes called Ponzi schemes. You might recognize them if you tuned into the television or the radio during the Madoff scandal. You may recognize various forms of con jobs that have existed in the past, in recent history, and in older history. And you may wonder, what's the difference between these multi-level marketing things and these pyramid schemes? Are they all the same? To answer that question, first we have to ask ourselves what multi-level marketing, or MLM, so that Matt and I don't kill ourselves trying to always pronounce that tricky phrase. We have to ask what these things are. How do we define them? So here are the facts.
Yeah, so a multi-level marketing company or an entity that functions in that way, it's really a general term, and it describes the strategies for marketing that these companies use. And they use these non-salaried human beings. Their workforce is all non-salaried, and they sell a product or a service, whatever the company is peddling, while the earnings of the participants are derived from a commission system. That, like, most of the money that the people working for the company are not derived from the sales, they're derived from the commission that you get from the sales.
Yeah. This is where you hear the allegations that something is a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Right? So specifically, a direct sale company might use this strategy to encourage existing distributors to recruit new distributors into this network, into this hierarchy, just like you had established, Matt. So let's say, let's read the room. We're going to throw a look over at Paul. Paul, may we use you as an example in this? Hypothetical.
Okay. He's nodding a little bit, just barely. Yep, there it is. Okay.
He is so tired of these reindeer games.
Yep.
All right, so let's say Paul Act Now Decant is an existing distributor for we can make up any company.
Okay. How about vintage jelly beans?
All right, sure, yes.
They're aged.
Vintage jelly beans. Are you tired of new jelly beans?
Yeah, these are the ones you remember.
So let's say that Paul is pitched on this idea of joining the Vintage Jelly Bean LLC, or whatever it calls itself. So we can buy product then from Vintage Jelly Beans, from their factory, and sell these jelly beans to our heart's content. Paul can do that, and he can make a profit of some sort based on the volume of sales.
Okay, so how much he sells, he gets a tiny bit, like a little piece.
Right. He gets a bean.
There you go. All right.
And Paul is also told that he doesn't just have to sell jelly beans. He can make additional income, and possibly quite a bit, by recruiting his friends, his family members, his coworkers, and anyone else he can find, making them distributors of jelly beans as well.
So they do the same thing that Paul is doing.
But in a sense, they work for him, because in addition to the small cut of every bean sale that he makes, he also gets a cut of every jelly bean sale that his people make.
Whoa. Okay. So that means the people, as you're going down, if distributors are getting money and getting money and getting money and getting money on the way up, this is already feeling like a pyramid scheme, guys.
Well, I don't know, because if Paul recruits us in this story, then he stands to make more money than us for sure.
Yeah, but then we recruit somebody and we get a little bit of their piece, but then Paul still gets a piece of our piece.
Yep. And so it does go up. You are right about the cognitive geometry.
Hold on. Okay.
So that's called a downline, right?
The downline. Okay.
The downline.